Hey, I'm Tom Llewellyn, and from Civil Governance, this is a recipe for civility, right? I mean, we've lost it. I mean, this week was, I know, terribly harsh for most people to see somebody killed like Mr. Kirk. And I got to tell you, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not even an independent. I do vote though, right? And to see such anger and animus taken to an unnatural level, it's just not normal for a person to have a grievance and then want to go out and kill somebody. I mean, that's the way we acted as early humans 200,000 years ago. And it's just, out of control now. My heart is broken in general for this sad death, but for all of us. There's a poll recently that 48% of Democrats and 28% of Republicans thought violence was okay to make a point, right? Whatever it is. And those numbers are insane. We're going backwards. We have been on this 2,000-year stretch where there were less murders and less everything and less war, and this is devolution at its worst, just worst. It's just, again, heartbreaking. But how do we get away from this? And let me give you a great man's words, not directly, I'll paraphrase, but Jefferson, who you may not have known, had quite a fight with John Adams, the president, during the election, their first election against each other. And as they were counting the electoral votes, John Adams swung out and, kind of had an informal group called monocrats. If you type monocrats in, by the way, to a Word document, you get a word choice of Democrat as the correct spelling, right? So, and that's kind of true. Jefferson was, kind of the original Republican in a way because he very much believed in federalism. Anyway, what he said in after he won and the monocrats didn't get their way in the Electoral College, he said, look, we need to settle down and debate principles, right? He didn't want to debate immigration or economic theory or this or that or whatever, Let's debate principles. And if you look today, nobody talks about principles. Well, my team believes in this and my team believes in that. And you know what? Those other guys are wrong, just really wrong. And the kind of anger and animus generated by the press from, finding statements by people in parties that are anger generating, and they do this so they can get more clicks and more advertising dollars. I mean, it's, first of all, the press needs to get more civil, but we need to find some way, if these guys, if the press, if the academy, if our politicians aren't going to debate principles openly, whether it's at a kitchen table or in a casual conversation, have a cup of coffee, we're in trouble. We don't even know how our government works or how it was formed or why it's worked so well. And we're willing to give up any notion of principles just so we can be angry about this, that, or whatever. That's got to stop. So here's my plea. I've been trying to generate debate. Now, apparently Charlie Kirk, don't know the guy from Adam, but instead of listening to the press, which was a lot of anger on one side and a lot of sorrow on the other, this guy is a high school graduate. I consider myself pretty well read. And he's read stuff that I haven't, and he just listening to him talk about how to address, how to make freedom better, how to make it this more open society, and him going out to college campuses and debating people that he didn't agree with. Not in a mean way, not in an angry way, not in yelling and screaming, but here's me and here's you and let's chat. It was like, I was kind of shocked, First, thankful that he's out there trying to create debate instead of anger. But, nevertheless, he didn't believe what a lot of people believe. So, especially in the press and politics, it created a lot of anger. So we got to get away from those people. So here's my ask. Share this video, please. I'm looking for, a Republican and a Democrat that, understands the principles of their party, and whether they're divergent or in line with, our founding and the Constitution is irrelevant. The discussion is, you got to understand those things, and we need to get together then and do a YouTube, show people how you can talk about ideas without getting angry. We can't do this anymore. So anyway, that's me. That's Tom Llewellyn. That's my recipe for civility. All right, get together, discuss things like rational, kind, generous, civil human beings, and learn something about each other. Anyway, I'm Tom Llewellyn. Next week we'll do a little more economics and what numbers really mean and what the recipes behind them mean. Anyway, talk to you soon. Thanks.